right. Yeah, let me first say that this market, this SME market, is really, really important for global economy. So it plays an enormous role in exports. Almost half of all the exports, for example, in India, is done by this sector. So it's really sad to see that this COVID pandemic is affecting these segments enormously. So that's the general situation. And then you're asking me about challenges to get access to financing. It's fundamental for these companies to get access to the financing markets, to exist, to also exist post-COVID, but also to grow, to manufacture again, to service their clients in other markets that are asking for extended payment terms. So it's crucial. And that's why it's really sad to see that there are so many challenges for this market to enter into the financing market, to get a proper lending. When I speak to companies in this segment, most challenges that they are facing is that traditional bankers, traditional lending market is always looking at the size of the company and of the health, the financial health of the company. And we're talking now about suppliers. So if you are a startup, it's almost impossible to get access to financing nowadays. Or if you're a very small supplier in India, for example, exporting to Europe or to the US, it's really difficult because you're not as big as the bank wants you to be. So that's extremely challenging. On top of that, the banks are very much regulated. So even if they want to service this segment or they want to service in certain industries, it's very difficult for them because of the regulations. And this is a problem we mainly see in emerging markets. Smaller suppliers in India, but also in Vietnam, Bangladesh, Africa, having a lot of difficulties to get financing for their exports. So I think those are the main challenges that these companies are seeing. And then, as I mentioned, you also have COVID, which makes it even more difficult. We see a lot of banks pulling back in commodities, but also in other industries, or in specific markets, specific countries. So we're talking today also about technology, but that will play a major role in overcoming these challenges, because all financial institutions are looking at financials of companies worldwide. And we normally look at these financials of, let's say, 12 months old or even older, or we focus on credit rating agencies, how they rate companies. Well, post-COVID, that's really, really difficult to do. Because what happened in 2019 is not important anymore. We have to look at how they were dealing through COVID, and how they will, what their financial strength will be after COVID. So